Living in a suburb of Detroit, there was always a need to go away from the city. A lot of people considered it dead for many reasons, and one of the places that we always went to was Royal Oak.
I'm on your side. We're always right.
A city with local culture and stores and restaurants that are from the national scale and international scale.
Worth it.
But what is it that brings Metro Detroit area kids like me, when we were younger, to this area? To me, I would say that it was the abundance of culture, in particular the music culture, the food culture, and the film culture. And what made it so interesting was how they constantly intersected. I wanted to examine that a little further by interviewing some of the business owners that are at those intersections. I talked with Tim Castaneda of Zúmba, who runs a local Mexican restaurant.
Filming now.
Yep.
At the time that we opened 10 years ago, there really wasn't an option in Michigan. Royal Oak was the place, the growing downtown entertainment district, so it really was where we wanted to go.
So you really wanted the interaction between your food and the entertainment in that area?
Yeah, it fit hand in hand.
And what is unique to the food culture of Royal Oak in your mind?
Well, there's a great diversity, and there's a camaraderie. We all work pretty well together. We know that we are dependent on each other because everybody can't have the same thing every night, and diversity is what makes it really work. So what Royal Oak does for me, it gives us a great credibility. Because it's kind of like, you can make it there, you can make it here. The thing about Royal Oak is a lot of people left the area because of the housing thing, and it still has remained pretty solid. Not like it was, but it still gave us that credibility that we're in Royal Oak. What I think my restaurant has done for Royal Oak is provided something that was nowhere else in the Detroit area or in Michigan. Fast, cheap, fresh Mexican food. In a clean atmosphere, in a professional atmosphere. And like I said, I've done a lot of charitable events, and I've done a lot with the schools and organizations and everything, and I try to get involved.
But can you say that Royal Oak is a global city? When you look at criteria, you cannot. It doesn't have a public transportation system. However, is Royal Oak trying to be a global city?
If you should lie, I'll be a lighter of fires.
Despite the lack of being a global city, Royal Oak is an alternative to what people do together. What we think of as like a communal activity is nothing wrong with sports. Sports are great. I mean, I'm here, and despite the outcome, I still go to them. But what makes Royal Oak great is that it is a group of people, like a community of people, alternative to the everyday way to get together. What they're looking for is new. What they're looking for is different. And Jim, one of the owners of Goldfish Tea, talked to me about this idea of a community coming together to look for that alternative. So what would you say is the reason that you do your business in Royal Oak? What brought you here?
Royal Oak fit a lot of our needs. It's easily accessible. I mean, roadway system. There's a high percentage of people who live in walking distance. So demographics were there. We were looking for being a tea shop and being different. When you're looking for a certain demographic, younger kids looking for new things, willing to try new things. And then also an older people that are health conscious stuff. So Royal Oak has all that. So that was a big reason for being here.
What would you say that your business does for the city, and what does the city do for you? I mean, besides obviously having that audience.
Yeah, the audience is big, but we are, I mean, we're different in the sense that most, even nice restaurant stuff, which is a big draw here, I mean, they make, their really goal is to make money is turn tables, you're in and out, you know. We're an alternative to that. Part of our business is we want to create communities, we want people to come and stay. And our business setup here actually encourages that. We're even different than most coffee shops. I mean, coffee shops give you a lot of that, but we're even different. We're much quieter here. The atmosphere is way different, and it's even different. So I think we give voices to people.
Yeah, and now talking about that, there's the one thing that I think is so interesting about Goldfish is, you know, the intersection between the unique food and drink culture and the music culture here, which is very vibrant. And with having open mic nights and people perform here, what would you say that also adds to your business?
It's kind of funny because I come from a corporate world background, almost 20 years now in the industry. Outside of that, I was never really into a lot of music. My life was wrapped up in it. And one of our employees that we hired, Andrew, he's been with us since before we opened. He's into the music scene. He plays in a band, local band, he's a lead singer and stuff. And so, as we talked about adding, things to build our business, he got involved with all his contacts, and so we've developed a pretty strong music following here. We have a feature artist on Sunday nights, and we now have a pretty good open mic night. And performers in the music industry are always looking for places to play.
Yeah, definitely.
And in particular ones that do draw crowds, draw other people to listen to them. I really think our open mic nights right now is probably the best in the area. We have at least 24 performers every night on Friday nights.
That's a lot.
We extend our hours. We stay open basically until the last performer plays. We don't cut it off, so they really appreciate that. And it's become, it's wall-to-wall people. It takes our traditional quiet tea house and transforms it into this kind of nightclub.
Yeah, again, the alternative to like the bar scene. And what did you think allowed a place like this to just kind of have that happen?
Atmosphere, the community aspect, because a lot of the performers who show up are our regular customers. And not all of them, but a portion. So they like our place, they like the atmosphere, they like what we do here.
So you take in that just kind of comes down to the sense of community and the closeness that is being built here.
Absolutely.
Be still for a second while I try to pin your flowers on. La 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 la. Can you carry my drink? I have everything else. I can tie my tie.
So despite the fact that Royal Oak may not be a global city, and there is still activity in Detroit, it is hard to argue against the fact that Royal Oak is a great city.
Darling.